Welcome to Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips, and today we have a special episode where we're back here working on the Countach LP400S custom-built replica that we featured in our first part series with the restoration project. I've been working on this car now for almost a year. So we're here today. We're actually sitting in the car, and I'm just going to kind of go over a little bit about the features on this car and how they've kind of incorporated. I mean, predominantly it's modeled after the LP400S as far as with the dimensions of it. It's a low body, so it's a couple inches lower than the standard Countach that came out afterwards. But they've also kind of embodied a little bit of the features from all the other models of Countach's. When they built this car, it was actually custom built by a factory in Florida a couple years after Lamborghini discontinued the Countach with the anniversary edition in 1991. So we're going to go over it today and just take a look around. All right, we're getting ready to begin going through this car. We're just going to cover some of the details about it and kind of go over some of the things that have stayed consistent with the LP400S when they made this vehicle in Florida, and then cover also some of the changes that were done that cover maybe some of the details that were used in some of the later models like the LP500S, the 5000 Quattro valve, the anniversary edition. So we're going to get ready to go through it, but we're also going to have a guest with us today. His name is Isaac. He's only 9 years old. He has a channel on YouTube called Games and Fun 2018. So he's actually, for his age, he knows a lot about exotic cars and sports cars, and he's also a Lamborghini fan. So he's been asked to come here and help us today as we go through it and describe some of the changes and some of the details with the car. So Isaac, why don't you come here and tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
So I do like Lamborghinis a lot. My favorite Lamborghini probably is the Aventador. I also like the Venetton, and if I had to pick a third, I would probably pick the Countach. I do like as well Corvettes and McLarens, and if you want to check out my channel, Games and Fun 2018, there should be a link down in the description. And also,
we have it on the bottom of the screen. You can see that as well.
Yeah, and I do have another channel called Phillips Network. But if you go to my channel, Games and Fun 2018 is the one that's most likely going to be like having new releases. So that's it for me.
Okay, well, let's get started. All right, so here we are inside. I'm just going to kind of show you a little bit around inside of this Countach, and just kind of a couple little changes that were done when it was remade. They tried to kind of upgrade a couple of things, like with the clusters on the dash. They're digital instead of the analog style. It's got automatic doors. Couple little revisions that were done. Some of the things I like, some of them kind of take away from the original Countach style, so we're undoing those to go more back to the original Italian design. But let's take a look here in the car and show you around a little bit. Okay, here we have the racing wheel right here, Lamborghini symbol embedded into it, and then you have the Italian air horn, which is one of the trademarks for the Countach. You have right here on the dash, you've got the stitched leather. All this is all solid leather with the stitching along the edge, which is kind of something that was done, I think, on the Diablos more. The Countach's originally had like the mouse fur, and I think they had some leather as well. These are the switches for the automatic doors right here. They've been pulled out because we were redoing the electric, testing everything, and then they'll be put back into the leather. And then you have right here, the center console's been removed. We're kind of running all new electric through here, adding some switches onto the leather, and then here's your shifter, and then we have the actual handle. We're putting in an Italian MoMA racing handle, which kind of resembles a lot the original Countach style as well. Okay, let's go ahead and turn on the gauge clusters. There you go. So what you have here, you have your fuel, which is actually calculating by percentage. It's at 99% full. Next here is your battery voltage. Obviously, it's very low. The battery needs to be recharged. Here's your speedometer right here, and across the top, you can't see it too well, but there's an LED bar that'll fill up across the top showing you the RPMs on that. And then you also have total miles. You only have, I think, let's see, it's 259 miles is all that's on the new engine. A new engine was put in just a couple years ago before it went into storage. Then you've got your water temperature over on this side here, and then you have your oil pressure, the PSIs right here. And this is a Dakota Digital actually made this this whole gauge setup right here, the digital. And then off to the side here you have your stereo, and it's a Kenwood stereo. This was obviously an aftermarket stereo. It's a little bit newer than what normally would have come with it, and goes into the dash for security. And then bring it out. There you go. Then your climate control knobs here. You have your air vents across here. On the original Countach, they were actually up top. So when it was redesigned in Florida, they went ahead and moved it down. Same also on the driver's side. They're right here.
Hey guys, so today we will be talking about the wing. The wing is modeled after the Lamborghini Countach Anniversary Edition, and we're going to be saying how it's different from the LP400S's wing and the other ones. So, first of all, the supports on this are a little more straight, where the other one was down on an angle. And guys, as you can see, our wing is pushed in more, where on the Anniversary Edition it was, but on the regular ones, it's pulled out more to where it lines up with the bumper, because on here, like, it was like if it was just like pushed in more, where the other ones were actually lined up with it.
Okay, let's take a look at the roof. What they've done here when they made this car is they've added this indentation right here, which is actually kind of reflecting back to the original LP400 that had the periscopa, which was the periscope. Now this indentation went further up, and what you had is you had a little glass slit there, and supposedly I guess you could look through the rear view mirror and look out through that. Didn't really serve much of a purpose. They wound up doing away with it shortly after. But they've added this here just to kind of reflect on that, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, you'll notice that there's a hole that they've put in there, and it looks like at one time there may have been a reverse camera that the previous owner may have removed. I don't know if I'm going to put another one in there. I'm contemplating that because I'd rather keep it to the original, and they didn't have the reverse cameras back then with the old Lamborghini, so still debating between the camera or not, kind of leaning against it, but we'll see what happens. Okay, this particular car was actually modeled predominantly off the LP400S, which was the second model of Countach that was made. They had the LP400, which had the narrower body style because it didn't have the fender flares and didn't have the wider tires. It also didn't have the wing in the back. But this one here is actually modeled after the LP400S low body. This car, the height from the ground to the top of the roof is roughly about 41.5 inches, which was roughly about the height of the low body model that they had. Most of the Lamborghini Countachs were around 43, I believe 43 or 43.5 inches, but the low bodies were a couple inches lower, which is how this one's modeled after right here. Another modification that was done to this vehicle from the original LP400S is they've raised this ledge here approximately about 2 inches to make it easier for getting in or out of the vehicle. The original one was, like I said, about 2 inches lower, so you had to really bend down. So now you can sit on this ledge, it's very comfortable, and then to get in or out, you just swing right in and you can slide right into the vehicle. It makes it easier. So that's another one of the changes that was done. That's it for today for this overview of this car. We'll be coming back periodically and just kind of updating on the progress with the restoration, going over more details, changes. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it. Please subscribe. Once again, we thank you for watching. We thank you for your support, and we hope to see you next time.